All right, as you can see with Bill Haney, Shakur, and Devin, there's a lot of false narratives and narratives that's going around. They're trying to get the right narrative to say who said they're going to fight who and who's not fighting who. Listen, like I said, the narrative, right? But let's dissect a couple things, because out of all that they was going back and forth, like ping pong and shit, I just heard a couple things that stand out to me. And it's like probably two things. So let's dissect the first thing. And I'm going to show you some faults within Bill and Devin, but I'm also going to show you the fault in Shakur and what he's saying. Okay? And like I said, I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan. I got Shakur beating Devin Haney if they ever fight. But Shakur is wrong just as much as Devin and Bill Haney's wrong in some aspects. And their movements moving towards making this fight with each other. So let's move on. Let's hear the clip. Come on.
What you do? Why do our business got to come together and collide with them people based on what you said? Instead of telling the people, man, kick back. You see what I'm saying? I respect Dev. He gonna handle his business at 135 as Lomachenko, and we gonna catch up because he gonna go to 140. You at 135. That's just the truth of the matter. Me and you know that. You and Dev know that. But
now, I thought it. I ain't know what y'all was gonna do. I can't vouch for that. I never had a conversation.
So as you can see, Bill Haney's writing scripts for Devin Haney, which is cool, but he's also writing scripts for Shakur Stevenson. And he said, this is the truth. We both know what's going on. That's the key word. He said, we know what's going on. It's the truth, Shakur, that you know that by the time you move up to 135, we're going to beat Lomo. And then from there, we're going to drop the belts and go to 140. And you need to get with the script. Now, you can make a script for Devin, but you can't make a script for Shakur Stevenson. And this is what I'm hearing. I don't care about the he said, she said false narrative about false publicity and what Shakur said in the ring about he's going to come to 135 and he's ready for that smoke with the... I don't care about all that. Y'all chumps could keep going back and forth with that shit. I'm hearing the narrative in his brain, Bill Haney's brain, saying what Devin should do, which is cool, that's his son, but what else Shakur should do and how he should move so we won't collide, our business won't collide. Yeah. See, that's what I'm listening at. So, and Shakur's like, listen, I don't know nothing about that script that you wrote or that narrative. I don't know nothing about that. You acting like I already know the script behind the scene. All right, so let's move on and let's see how they're trying to say how we can make this fight happen between Shakur and Devin, and how can we make this fight happen? Come on, let's move along.
And we can choose you. All you got to do is go tell Top Rank, move him out the way, you in the front. That's okay. It. Like
so me and you could go together. I mean, shit.
Listen.
Go together. I mean, that would be on y'all to set it up, and we can go that way.
Listen, I've already told them that it's the best fighter. It's the best fighter that they have. I just told you that it's the best fighter. Dev ain't never said it's not you, it's not Lomachenko, it's not nobody. It's the best fighter when a nigga got all the belts, court. And a nigga cannot turn down no fade. You know what I'm saying? A nigga it's the best fighter. And you are the best fighter. So you're able to go to the front of the line. You're able to do all that. And that's what I told the people.
Okay, so that's what it is. We ain't even got nothing else to talk about. So once I just go to my manager, Jay Prince,
Absolutely.
And
so Bill Haney, Devin Haney, they got a one-fight deal with Bob Arum, right? So at the end of the day, Bill Haney's telling Shakur it's the best fighter. It doesn't matter who it is, it's the best fighter, right? And after Camboso, now, we don't know who it is. It's a one-fight deal. I always said this in my last videos. We don't know who it is. But we assume it's Lomachenko because that's what Bob Arum wants. He thinks that Lomachenko is marketable and that he should get his opportunity. That's what the promoter feels. That's not what anybody else feels. That's what he feels. So when I hear this guy, Shakur Stevenson, say, well, I go to my manager, Jay Prince, what are your manager going to do? He's going to put a request in? What is he going to do? Because it's Bob Arum. Bob Arum is the one that is setting up the fight. And he wants Lomachenko to fight Devin Haney. Now, as we all know, and I'm going to keep telling y'all this because I've been saying this shit way back when, I don't believe that Bob Arum wants Shakur to be undisputed. I have showed you proof plenty of times about what he said about Shakur at 130, and he didn't want him to fight the British dude and this other dude that had the belts, and he explained that no one doesn't know those guys, those jabronis with the belts. Here, let me give you a little refresher course, right?
I'm quoting Bob Arum. Fuck being the unified champion. Screw that. There's not a person in this room that knows the WBA champion or the IBF champion. So, who wants to put those fights on? They're not going to draw shit. Shakur could defend titles against other fighters at 130. There's a lot of good fighters that he can fight at 130. Not those jabronis that are champions of the WB and the IBF.
So I do have reasonable doubt that Bob Arum wants Shakur Stevenson to be the face of boxing at 135 and to be undisputed. If he did not want that for him at 130, like he said, no one knows those jabronis and no one cared to make that fight. It's not a money fight. But see, that was an opportunity for Shakur to be undisputed, and Bob Arum didn't want it. So, yes, I have reasonable doubt that, listen, if Devin Haney fights Loma and Loma wins, regardless if Loma and Shakur are on the same stable, I already know in my brain from the reasonable doubt at 130 that Bob Arum would not let Shakur fight Lomachenko because he wants Lomachenko to be the face of boxing at 135 and promote him that way and give him other fights. And this is what I feel. It's just an opinion. Doesn't mean it's a fact. I'm just going based on what I saw at 130 with Shakur and the reasons that Bob Arum said that we don't want Shakur to be undisputed. And I just showed you the receipt on why. And this is a quote from Bob Arum, not a quote from nobody else. So let's listen to what Shakur said in the ring after he beat Raul Casaccio and what he wants and what disturbed Bill Haney on what he said. Come on.
So there's only one champ right now. Who do you want and when do you want?
We got to fight the champ. Set it up. Me and Devin, we can lock in. After he fight Cambosis, let's get it on.
He's got Loma probably after that. Is that a fight that interests you if he's able to get past that?
I'll fight Lomachenko too.
So Bill Haney said that's what I told the people. That's what he told Bob Arum. That's what I'm hoping he's talking about. That's what I assume that he's talking about. He told the people, it doesn't matter, as long as he's a great fighter. So he's saying that it could be either Shakur or Loma. Well, we all know what Bob Arum wants. He wants Lomachenko. So, and no matter what if Bill Haney wanted, there was a one-fight deal. A one-fight deal. So now let me go back to my opinion on what I feel is right for the fans and what we should be cheering to get. Not hoping to get, but what we should, what we want. And we want to see the most fights with the most fighters in one stable. And right now, Bob Arum got Devin Haney, Shakur, and Loma. But how is he gonna fix the puzzle where we can see the most fights and the most? I mean, hey, listen, man. If, like I said, if I was Bob, I would just let these two cats, the young bloods, deal with it and put Loma at the end and the back, because at the end of the day, Loma's got to fight either Shakur or Devin. But the way Bob Arum's moving, it seems like he's not going to let Loma fight Shakur because he's putting Loma right there to fight Devin, right? Right there to fight Devin. Now, let's say this. Devin beats Loma. Where we go there? Where are we going to go from there? Well, we're going to get what Bill Haney was saying. His narrative and his script. After we beat Loma, we're going to move up to 140. And then Shakur, you're going to come in and you're going to clean up the 135 division. If Bob Arum lets you and allows you to that. See, me, I would rather, if I was Bob, I'll let these two young bloods fight, get it on, right? And at the end of the day, whoever wins, right, it's still a win-win for Bob. And I've been saying this a long time ago. It's still a win-win for Bob because guess what? If Lomo, if Shakur beats Devin, there's got to be a rematch. And if it's the best out of 3 and they tied up, we got a trilogy. All this time, you still got Devin in your stable. Easy work. And if Shakur beats Devin, well, you still got Lomo versus Shakur. You still got, no matter what, Loma still got to fight 2 young bloods, one of these young bloods. But the way I see it, Bob Arum wants Lomachenko to be the face of boxing. So I already know, looking at the reasonable doubt I have at 130, that if Loma beats Devin, Shakur would not have a chance to be undisputed at 135, because what Bob Arum wants for Lomachenko is to be the face of boxing, and he would keep Shakur away from him. And we'll be like, damn, why he couldn't be undisputed at 130, but now we have an issue with him not being undisputed at 135. Listen, these brothers got to get it done now. I'm not waiting 3 or 4 years for these dudes to get off in their late 20s to fight. Okay? It's now. These young fighters got to fight now. So as a fan, I'd be like, damn, well, if Devin fights Shakur, then as a fan, I could look at Bob and say, well, damn, Bob Arum's giving me 1, 2, 3 fights with Shakur and Devin at this trilogy, if it's a trilogy or it's a chess match. And then I get to see Loma fight Shakur Stevenson if Shakur wins. But I won't see Shakur fight Loma if Loma beats Devin. I'm not going to see that. And I bet my money on that ain't going to happen. We got to wait until Devin drop the belts and move up to 140. So it's a dead end to me. If Devin beats Loma, it's over. It was a one-fight deal. It's over. It's a wrap. And that's the way I see it. That's the end of that. Basically. The conclusion is, I remember when Devin Haney wasn't locked in with that second fight with Kambosos. Because remember, this back and forth with Tank should be next, and then they could go back to Kambosos and fight the second fight, right? And it wasn't locked in. So I'm hearing the same, foolish talk when it comes to Devin Haney not locked in with Lomo, and we could get this fight, and Bill Haney say, yo, you're the best fighter. All we got to do, and this is what Shakur's saying, all we got to do is go to Bob. We could go to Bob and see what Bob say, and come on, man. It's over, man. It's over. We both know this shit is all clout chasing to build the fight between y'all two, okay? Because on both sides, y'all fucked up. Shakur fucked up on the scale. He had the opportunity, and Bill Haney, he already know he's going to fight Lomachenko, and that's the fight that they want. They don't want that fight with Shakur right now at this moment, okay? So right now, I'm seeing like Kambosos wasn't locked in, and we could make this fight with Tank. Remember the Tank supporters and all this, and the Tank should get the fight next, and then what happened? Kambosos got the fight. I've seen the same thing where it's not locked in with Lomo, and we could make Shakur the fight next besides Lomachenko. Not happening. Bob Arum ain't letting that happen, because this is what Bob Arum wants. Okay, so I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here for you to read between the lines, and don't get wrapped up with all the clout chasing and all the bullshit for the fight to build. If that's what they're doing, Bill, Shakur, and Devin trying to build the fight or make something more than what it is, and they got some agreement behind the scenes, because as you know, Bill Haney said, come on, Shakur, you know that. We know that we was going to do this, and we were going to do that. So, at the end of the day, I go by the actions. And Shakur lost his weight, his belt on the scale to give him that opportunity to fight Devin, and it didn't happen, right? And he decided, well, you know what? I don't want people blaming me for this situation, because if I don't have the belt, they can't blame me for the movements that's going on in the future. I mean, that's the way I see it with Shakur. I don't see no why. You could have lost your belt any other time, but now this is the most important time to keep your belt, so you could, when Bob ever say no, you could put the petition, and then If it doesn't happen, we know, well, Bob Arum and the sanctioning body didn't let it happen, even though you had the WBO and you had your chip, and you could have just put in the petition and let it happen, and it didn't happen. But we didn't even get to that point because you lost your belt on the scale. And when it comes to Bill Haney has a script for Shakur Stevenson, and Shakur Stevenson, I don't know nothing about that script, about what should happen, about me going, Devin going up to 140, and then I move in at 135. So I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines and just sit back and watch the fuckery and the bullshit and the fugazi shit, and just see how it goes at the end of the day, because I don't see Shakur blaming anybody about what anybody say or anything. And Bill Haney, we all know Bill Haney don't want that fight with Shakur. We don't. Because he said, well, you shouldn't have told those people. Now our two worlds, now our businesses are colliding. We didn't want to collide. And if you heard him say that, we know subconsciously he's not what he wants. So we could both agree on both of them flugazing and bullshitting us. I'm not here to change your mind. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. And read between the lines. Just don't be a fan. I'm a Shakur fan. I want Shakur beat Devin. I would love to see that fight. But it's how it goes down. And it seems like the shit ain't going down the way it's supposed to. All right, I'm out, man. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm out. Peace.